Oh boy, here we go again. The NFL, the season's opening game draws 19.3 million TV viewers. Now, on the surface, that seems like a lot, and maybe it is. But you know what? They have been dramatically having their viewership reduced, and it's largely due to their fake outrage over police brutality and systemic racism and all the Orange Man and all this other junk. None of it is substantiated by any sort of facts or evidence or logic or none of that. None of that at all. You have these professional activists infecting and poisoning organizations like the NFL and other major sports leagues with their far leftist Marxist ideology, and it's making everything unbearable. To be honest, I mean, just politics aside. When you try to enjoy something that's generally nonpartisan, it's like, rah-rah sports, rah-rah America, and it's really about it, right? Well, now it's all about, shave my feminist penis and all Black Lives Matter and all this other really cringy nonsense, and people don't want to deal with it, man. When a working man comes home, kicks off his shoes, he's texting the boys, asking who's bringing what over. Someone get the chips, someone get the salsa, someone bring some pizza, someone get the beers, and everyone hangs out and they're trying to enjoy the game. Well, how are you supposed to do that when you're being bombarded with messages like it's not okay to be white, Black Lives Matter, all the ills in the world are the fault of people who are from Europe or who have white skin or who don't agree with this far leftist nonsense? A lot of, and the funny thing is, it's like a lot of people who enjoy and watch, like the NFL and these other major sports programming, they don't know anything about this stuff. They're not, they're what's it called? Their political acumen is not where mine would be at, or somebody who likes to spar with me because of our disagreements about our personal beliefs, which is fine. But regular Americans don't care for this crap at all. So I highlighted the most important parts of this article. So if we go ahead and scroll down here, let me close out of that window. So the NFL season opening game between the Kansas City Chiefs and Houston Texans was the most watched show on network television on Thursday night, according to preliminary ratings. Well, that seems pretty promising. So 19.3 million views tuned in on NBC to watch the Chiefs, blah, blah, blah. But last year, around the same time, had 23.64 million viewers. That's quite a steep decline there. So according to the article, ratings for the NFL's Thursday night debut were down 13% compared to last year's debut game, which drew an average of 22.12 million, according to the Hollywood Reporter. So the NFL, they did this themselves. So right down here in this article, it says the NFL pledged to raise awareness for social justice issues this season, committing $250 million over a 10-year period towards combating systemic racism. President Trump has argued that the NFL and other sports leagues will lose viewers if they allow national anthem protests and other demonstrations to proceed, and he's 100% correct. And it is about this fake protest, this fake outrage, this astroturfed manufactured crisis about racism in America. America is a beautiful country. It's a wonderful place, and the overwhelming majority of Americans are decent, peaceful, and kind people, very gentle people. None of this is true for people who don't live in the United States. And what you hear in the media and the fake news industry, none of that is real. None of that is reality. If you were to bring up, it's like, oh, what about the evil, spooky police? What about police brutality? What about police bias against certain Americans? No, that's not real. That's literally not real. There's no evidence to support that at all. The evidence, the data, none of it supports these claims. None whatsoever. They invoke the names of Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, Trayvon Martin, like this actually means something. They'll invoke George Floyd and Jacob Blake like this means something, like they're proving a point, and it doesn't. Just because you can repeat the names of alleged victims of police brutality, that doesn't make it true. Okay, that's just not how this works. But back to the point, though, Donald Trump and, of course, myself are 100% correct. Why are the NFL's TV ratings declining? Here's what our survey data tells us. So if we go down here, go down here to the center of the page. So the controversy over kneeling may be causing viewers to tune out. When we asked respondents why they've avoided watching and attending an NFL game this past season, many gave reasons related to players kneeling during the national anthem. Interestingly, both those who support and oppose the kneeling sought to avoid the NFL. Well, gee, isn't that funny? So you alienated your base, and the people who support the kneeling and the cuckery, They don't care about the sports. They just want your total obedience and compliance to their far leftist agenda, and you played right into their hands. And now look at you, NFL. You look really stupid, don't you? You appease these goofballs. You played their games and you lost, and you alienated millions of loving and adoring fans. Literally millions of people are tuning out, and I'm calling on all my viewers to tell their family members, tell their friends, scream it at the top of your lungs at the highest building you can climb, and tell people to avoid this crap. This is the only way that we can genuinely defeat these people and push back against this far leftist Marxism, this insane, violent ideology that is propped up by Black Lives Matter activists. These people are violent, they are dangerous, they are murderous scumbags, and they are infecting our most cherished institutions. I'm not making this up. So why do people in favor of kneeling steer clear of watching and attending games? To act in solidarity with the players 22%, and to support former quarterback Colin Kaepernick, who's being infamously shunned by teams across the league for kneeling. Yeah, the NFL is in a bind. No matter how they address the issue, they're bound to let many down. You know who you should not let down? Probably the people who buy your cheap Chinese junk, who go to your events and pay a lot of money to attend these sporting events. They buy the jerseys, like I said, they buy all this cheap Chinese slave-made junk, and you turn your backs on them. And the people who agree with your opinions, they're still not going to watch your junk. They're still not going to participate in viewing your guys' events. They're opting out. Well, they're not opting out. They're not going to join you. They're not. They don't care what you do. They just want to hear about you being in total compliance, kneeling and bending the knee, and that's all they want. That's all they need, and they don't care what else happens. They don't care if the NFL folds tomorrow and it ceases to exist. And apparently, regular Americans, traditional Americans, good, wholesome Americans, they're turning out. They're tuning out, and they're opting to do other things. And it's so funny. During a pandemic, during a manufactured crisis where people are forced home, basically put on soft house arrest, so we're not allowed to do anything. We can't go to the bars, we can't party, we can't club, we can't barbecue, we can't socialize. All this other stuff. They're still not watching this crap. People are tuning out. That speaks volume as to how annoying this crap is. People are sick of it. It gets even better. The event was booed. So I have this video pulled up here from Now This, far leftist activist organization. Now This, totally crap, AstroTurf, but this did happen, so let's watch. Yeah, doesn't that tell you everything you need to know about how pathetic this activism is? You saw the video yourself. You saw the images. That stadium was not packed. That was not filled, and the boos were audible. They had to drown out the boos. They were so loud with their crappy background music and this propaganda video. That's just a testament to how terrible and stupid this idea was. And again, these athletes aren't scholars. These people aren't smart or sophisticated. No one really cares what these idiots think. They just want them to shut up and throw the damn ball, play the sport, do what you're paid to do, and entertain us. Entertain us. That's it. No one needs to hear your stupid half-baked. They're not even their opinions. Their opinions that these stupid athletes are espousing are not even their own. There's someone else's. There's some Marxist who's working behind the scenes, the puppet master, controlling all this nonsense and compelling all these mega corporations to participate and promote this violent ideology of Black Lives Matter activism. So people are sick of it, man, and people are tuning out. I implore everybody, vote with your wallet, vote with your time. Opt out of this. Reject modernity. I'm just, and not even that. It's just like, dude, like there's a million things that you can do that's worth more. That's more worthy of your time than sports. It's like, oh yeah, they're throwing around a ball like it means something. This is not Americana. This is not pro-America. This isn't wholesome family entertainment. It's garbage now. It's trash. It's been co-opted by activists, and I think the majority of good people are going to move on to better things. I genuinely do believe that. Oh goodness, I'm getting my tongue tied here. But you know what? We're going to leave this off on a happy note. So once again. Companies are racing to alienate the kinds of people that buy their products. So this is from Engadget. So Colin Kaepernick, or whatever his stupid name is, returns to Madden NFL 21. So here's Colin Kaepernick's stupid face in a video game form. So yeah, he's you're certainly not going to see him out in a field anytime soon, but you can catch him in the next Madden 21 game. And again, I implore everyone to boycott EA. Just don't even have Origin installed. Just completely disregard the entire enterprise. It's useless. It's worthless. There's nothing to redeem here. And I say the same about the NFL. I think it sucks. I think it's boring. It's not worth your time. Invest that time with your family, improving yourself. None of it matters. I mean, do you guys really need to have the game on in the background while you're hanging out with your buddies and drinking some beers and no, you don't. Find something else. Pull up, those videos of those guys restoring tools. That is infinitely more entertaining than the NFL and their stupid activism and all this Black Lives Matter malarkey. I'm just so sick of it. And it's so funny because a lot of these guys are protected by an army of police anyways. And here they are completely just taking a dump on their faces. It's very upsetting. God bless the police. I stand in solidarity with my country, with the flag, with the troops, and of course the police who are heroes. The real heroes wear badges, not jerseys, by the way. What police officers have to offer to society is infinitely more important than what these athletes will ever do in their entire lifetimes. I do genuinely believe that. And I stand in solidarity with the average Joe, with the average American. I don't care for these celebrities or these stupid athletes and their dumb, half-baked opinions. I'm sick of it, and you should be too. Don't stand for this junk, okay, guys? All right, that's it. Peace out.